Okay. So focus on what this would mean for you, because Pisces or not, right? Every one of us has these areas, has some focus or experience or memory that, is a little tougher to really have out there and to embrace, in our daily reality. Focus on that while we do this reading and learn how to navigate ourselves through this um, growth opportunity here. Okay. I apologize for if you could tell my voice is off. I've been super sick, lost my voice for a few days. I feel like I have it back. I hope I don't lose it again after doing 12 readings here. But I really wanted to get these done, for you guys. Okay. So we're going to do the tree. This is one of the, spreads that I sort of made up. We have a starting point, and then moving through to the next level of awareness. Left side cards are usually the internal energies that are within us, which is going to come in handy here, since we're exploring some of those more internally focused energies. And then the right side cards are showing us how to merge them into our daily lives, or how they show up in our daily life. Okay. And I pulled a little bit of extras up here, so we'll see what happens there. We'll see where that takes us. Okay. So your starting point, Pisces. Look at that. Experiencing. This is a card of slowing down. It's a card definitely of grounding. This is asking that you, when you start your journey, when you start your sort of unearthing of some of these darker sides or the depths of your soul, or even if you want to go forward and upward and think, what's beyond this? What's beyond my understanding? What can I reach for next? Because I don't want to only focus on darkness and, depth, but since you are Pisces and your emotions run deep, it wouldn't hurt to tap into some of that. Okay. If it's a serious trauma and it's bringing up too much for you, that's okay. You can focus on just sort of, one aspect of it, or an easier experience. That if it's too, if you find yourself feeling too resistant, it's okay. And that's where this centered card comes, because it's asking you to really just be right here, right now. Be in nature, perhaps, while you're doing this little journey and trying to, develop that part of your soul that is allowing everything to just be as it is, even the dark and heavy stuff and even the unknown. Okay, everything can just reside together. And this card is a great starting point, because it's reminding us that what is here and now is where I can remain while I go on this journey, through the other facets of my soul. Okay, very good. Internally, same thing. Look at that. It's really asking you to stay in this moment. Stay right on top of your feet, if you get that kind of an expression. You do not have to seek outward at all for any of your solutions. They're all right within you. They're all there. Some may, like I said, some may create pain or discomfort. If they do, just rest back right into this moment. You might want to practice closing your eyes to go beyond what is here, and start to imagine or focus or dig into these parts of your soul. And then if it becomes too uncomfortable, open your eyes and come back to this centered card here, the card of experiencing. Come back to seeing what's around you. If you see this figure here, she's with the tree, but she's literally like, it's embracing her. She's embracing it. She's with that tree. So like I said, if you need to go, when you slip into your imagination or into memory, and if it becomes too uncomfortable, maybe open your eyes and be with what is, and then try again. Sometimes when we heal traumas, they can linger for, we can just heal a facet of it and then keep, this, trauma is real. It really has an effect on our body and our soul. And so, and even, I'm going to say, even like if we were looking at what's beyond here and thinking of, a higher elevation or reaching forward instead of reaching backward, that can still have an intimidating edge to it because it's the unknown, right? So you have these deep, hidden, known experiences that you've hidden for a reason, but you also have, if you're one of the viewers here that wants to reach for, a little more enlightenment and find beyond what is here as far as reaching forward, that's still a little frightening too, because it's the unknown. We don't know what's coming, right? So this is okay because it's reminding you to stay grounded. The whole reading's about being grounded in the physical, body, and then kind of taking a trip, with the mind and the soul. So that's okay. And in your external world, it's going to bring up, the past lives card here, it's going to bring up maybe some of your demons. If you look at these guys here, they're not all happy, right? It's a little dark of a card. At times, I like to call this card the card of patterns, past patterns that show up in our lives. But in this particular spread, I love it in this position that, this journey for you to try to heal some of the depths of your soul, some of that digging that has to go on, may unearth some uncomfortable spaces for you, some uncomfortable experiences. That's okay. We want you to revert back to the what is now. That's the beauty of this exercise. Excuse me, I lost my voice. Hold on one second. Oh boy. Okay. I get into these phases where I talk and then I choke because my throat is kind of closed up right now. Anyway, back and forth from memory to the reality of what is now. Let things unearth and let the uncomfortable stuff be there, but just let it be there. You are in the center of all of this, and you can quietly sit and allow and sort of be the observer of the feelings that arise as you're trying to heal these things. And remember, I love this because moving forward, this is the key card, the card of existence. Remember, wherever you are, wherever you reside in any given moment, you are home. It's okay. You're always safe. When we dig into these memories or we dig into the unknown, trying to go forward, and we get uncomfortable and we lose our footing for a minute, always remember, this is where I am now. I'm okay. Like if you want to do this practice, like literally sitting under a tree, as this figure is, or somewhere in nature where you can keep coming back to the here and now and really find aspects of your surroundings that you can appreciate, that's kind of has a grounding effect as well. Like I said, close your eyes when you're working on the memories and then open them when you want to get grounded again, get centered again. If you're a Pisces and you are not into checking out any of your traumas or healing these aspects, which I totally get, no judgment. There's a time for all of this to occur, and it may not be right now for you. Then you might want to check your rising and moon sign on this channel as well. But for those of you who are ready and feel the space is there for you to be able to do some of this healing, like for me, myself, I have a couple of experiences in my life that linger. They're still there. They're unfinished within my own soul. And a few of them, not just a couple, but a couple pretty major ones. And my experience is there are times when I can really dig into it and have a good cry or, have a good realization of how far I've come and feel really good. Either, I could go to either end of the spectrum. And then grow from it and then move forward from it the next day. And then there are times when I just want to ignore that those things ever happened to me. And this is where I don't want any judgment to come in. Certainly not on my part. I would never judge anyone in the space they hold at any given moment. But for yourself, no self-judging, because this experience, these experiences that have shaped who we are, they weren't all good ones, right? They weren't always, roses and fairies or whatever. So we want to make sure we're tapping into the right moment. And moving forward, I love this, because moving forward into this experience, it's going to bring you to a point where, exactly what I said, there are decisive moments when you could either hang on, kind of ignore it, or let go and let it flow in, let it, open the gates and then let the free fall begin. Right. And that's okay. This is a guidance as to, it's going to be different for everyone. It's going to be at different depth levels for everyone, different directions, whether we go to the past or the future. Everyone, it's going to have a different intensity, right? However, the process is the same here. And that guidance is asking, for you to be physically grounded, and you're supported in this by spirit, just by the pull of the graphic smoky quartz card. You're supported in physical presence in the now, and then you can go on your mind journey. You can go on that journey forward, back, up and down, in and out, wherever. You can do that safely, and then always revert back to what is now, so that if it gets too uncomfortable, right? So you'll find in this journey that there are moments when, do I really want to think about that aspect of it right now? Maybe not. Maybe I'll hang on and change the subject within my own mind. Maybe not. Within you and internally, this definitely requires a lot of courage. But what I love about this card is it specifically talks about the seedling, the seed itself that was buried deep inside the boulders, that had a hard shell. It had a hard protective cover, just like we all do as humans. We cover things up and we put them away and we pack them away to protect ourselves. And this hard-shelled seed could have remained the same. It could have just stayed there, tucked in the dark, without anything penetrating it, anything getting through. But it took a chance, and it allowed some sunlight in, and it allowed the water to soften its, outer edges, and had no idea what would come of it, which was a beautiful flower that was reaching toward the light. Had no idea, but it took the chance. And this is this reading for you. It's taking that chance to crack the shell a little bit and allow the energies to move within and without, through and through and away. And, it does take courage, but courage doesn't mean fighting back or resisting sometimes. Sometimes courage just means sitting with it and opening it up and allowing the energies to be with you, just to be there. Memories cannot hurt you. Memories are, they play like a movie in our mind, and they can't really harm you. But, at any given time, I completely get, why we want to keep them tucked away. And just for some of you, if this is working, I'm really happy that we're here working this through. But look at what shows up in your external world after the pain, after the courage, after the decisions, whether to go left or right or hang on or let go, is this card of success. This is going to help. If you can really go through the process, let some of this crap get pulled out. Let some of it out. Let some of it be there. It cannot hurt you now, right? And staying hard and protected and closed off may in the long run end up hurting you more. Who knows? Probably will. But like I said, only when the timing is right for you should you should you face some of these depths of your soul. Okay. And then outcomes up here. Well, I've got clinging to the past, which, this is a lesson in hanging on to the past so tightly that we can't see what's there, right? If there were, one or two or three majorly traumatic experiences in your past, and that has driven you and informed your course of life and brought you to where you are now, and now you find yourself kind of paralyzed, kind of like this schizophrenia card. If you find yourself just hanging tight and just trying to stay still and kind of hiding from those memories, you're going to hide from what you have now too. You won't be in this beautiful space of existence and experiencing. You won't be in the here and now. You'll be up in your head still with your box of memories kind of blocking your view of what is here. So this is just a lesson in that, the insight into how this can work to sort of, peel away the layers of that box of memories. There's a lot of really good guidance here for you. And then always, always, always trust your guides. Trust your inner guide. Your inner voice, we tend to think that the chatter in our minds is our inner voice. And I think it's deeper than that. I think it's more, instinctual. I think it's more in the seat of your soul. That's what's really guiding you. And if you feel like you start this process and you start to tap into some trauma and in the effort of healing it and find that it's just way too uncomfortable, revert back, open those eyes, be with what is here in this moment, and then proceed again when you feel comfortable. It's okay. This whole cycle here could go over and over and over and over and over until you feel bold enough and courageous enough to reach that point of success, to go ahead and clear it. Yeah. There's a lot of processes you can do as well, as meditation, yoga, and other, shielding, clearing, sage. There's all kinds of things you can do to shift the energy, but it starts from deep within you. This guidance, at least, is asking you to go beyond what is right here, right now, but stay grounded in it so that you can stay safe in it.